Thanks for listening to Exploring the Wine Glass podcast, the podcast for people who love wine. I'm Lori Budd, a UC Davis winemaking program and WSET Level 2 graduate. You can find Exploring the Wine Glass on all the socials as well as your favorite podcast catchers. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. I promise I'll never tell you what to drink, but I'll always share what's in my glass. Welcome to Exploring the Wine Glass podcast, sponsored by Dracaena Wines. Today, I'm sitting down with my best buddy, Nick Berube, aka Winecom Guy, and we laugh our way through the wacky world of wine. We start off with a Napa Valley vineyard owner going to jail for faking his daughter's SAT exam. Then we travel to Russia, where a man really needed a bottle of wine. And we wrap it up with wine made from 3 penises. Yeah, you heard that correctly. And by the way, this one you may want to keep your earbuds in for. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star review and tell us what you love about the podcast. Each review helps others find us. We truly do appreciate your support. And please follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also find us on Dracaena Wine's YouTube channel. And if you are interested in wine pairings, follow my other blog, Wine Pairing with Dracaena Wines, and don't forget about my free wine education series, Winefabet Street. Slainte. Hi, Nick.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
I'm good. So we're going to switch this over to the wacky world of wine.
Yeah.
And what better to start with than shutting down the wine industry today, closing the electrical or whatever you call it for 800,000 businesses or consumers or whatever. Way to go, PG&E.
Yeah, it went out yesterday, like early yesterday morning. I think it started at midnight on Wednesday morning, just cutting power. You should see the sad looks on people's faces in Napa Valley.
I can't drink.
It was, and then it became kind of like the Hunger Games for wineries of who's open and who's going to be able to provide service to people. We were able to provide great tastings outside, porta potties. What top-notch, world-class Napa Valley service.
Those people who have flown in from around the globe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are really getting the highfalutin, treatment there.
But what? The funny thing is, Yountville, so like just south in the middle of the valley, all had electricity, and if Thomas Keller has stake in PG&E because all of his restaurants are there, but. The entire town of Yountville had electricity.
So I don't know if you were aware, but in Paso we have a few, but there is a golf club, right, that has started a women's only practice time or whatever, and some schmuck of a guy is suing them. Because he's a guy and he can't get in there. So can the wineries that are being shut down by PG&E sue for bias that all these Yountville wine, is the wind that different?
Their wind is richer than our wind. The funny thing about it is you can't sue for this at all because it's safety, and again, better than burning.
I do agree with that. So kudos PG&E, as opposed to mowing down all of the dry grass Just cut power. But safety first.
Safety first. I mean, granted, I have relatives very close to my sister who works for PG&E, so...
You couldn't pull strings? You couldn't pull strings?
Yeah, right? Actually, my power stayed on at home. So, maybe... I was in a very small pocket of Santa Rosa. Actually, I live in, unfortunately, the neighborhood, one of the neighborhoods that got decimated by the 17 fires. But our little pocket didn't get turned off. So that was nice. So all of my wine is cold.
So maybe this is so bad, but maybe they felt bad and figured.
That's what everyone said the same thing. Yeah. Like, add insult to injury. So we got to keep our power.
All right. So with that being said, are you drinking? I know you've got studying later today. Are you drinking now?
I am not drinking now. I actually have the gym in a few. But tonight I will be having the 2016 Checamontelenas Zinfandel.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
For Merlot month.
Yes.
But maybe that's going to be tomorrow.
All right. Well, I'm drinking a cab.
Ooh. What cab are you drinking?
I have a sample from Santa Giulia.
Oh.
So
is
this
it Julia or Julia?
Julia. Oh, see, I'm so bad. Julia. That is true. You know, it is from Argentina, so I must put my little accent on. So
yeah, definitely.
So Santa Julia. Nice. It's actually very nice. I am enjoying, and it is made from organic grapes, which is very nice. But I was having a little conversation with another winemaker about organic and sulfur, and that went off the rails of why people love organic and don't understand sulfur.
Well, there's definitely organic grapes, and then there's organic wine, and so that just opens a whole other. We could be like Alice and go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, yep. That's a big rabbit hole to go down. Big rabbit hole to go down. But so we're gonna start off our little wacky world. Well, I guess we already started off our little wacky world.
Starting off wine country.
With the wackiness of the wine country. But I had some stories for us, but the most recent, other than the PG&E, right. The most recent is about this little wine scandal that gets you into college. So, if only I knew that if my parents owned a winery, I mean,
we're Hollywood actors.
Yes.
But yeah, if you were a vintner and you had an inept child who can't tie their shoes, then yes, you too can get your child into college.
You too, and I do believe it was I shouldn't talk out of circle. Was it USC?
I believe so.
Right. So here's a question: is USC getting penalized for this?
I actually don't know if the schools themselves, maybe the faculty or the admissions people, for this particular case, I sure hope they got some nice bottles, because given that particular vintner, if somebody just said, "Oh, here's a case," I would totally just admit them.
Absolutely, sign her up, man.
Put them on an athletic team. Do whatever was necessary.
Right. So for those who are listening who are not quite familiar with what we are talking about, there was a big brouhaha a few months ago. I love that word. Where some rather rich parents were basically bribing colleges to fake their children's SAT scores and allowing them to get entrance into some major schools, and under false pretenses. So,
Lori Loughlin,
yes.
Not to mention names, but yes.
Yes, not to name drop. Yes. But the one we are talking about, he is the fifth parent who was sentenced to the college admission scandal. Augustine, and you'll know how to say his name better than I do, Huneeus, Huneeus. He received a 5-month prison sentence and agreeing to pay $300,000 bribe for his daughter's way into the University of Southern California. Now, if my memory serves correctly, USC has just gotten out of a football scandal.
I mean, when you are a top-tier school, just like being at a top-tier winery, scandals will abound.
They will. But, if you just get out of a football scandal where people who have been admitted into the Hall of Fame have been removed out of the Hall of Fame, you might want to keep your nose clean for a wee little bit.
Well, it's not their nose that was dirty. It was their lip and palate.
Their palate, that's right.
Their palate was a little red, a little purple.
That's right. So, Huneeus has to pay $50,000, or he paid, $50,000 to rig his daughter's SAT exam, and was planning to pay another $250,000 to bribe her way into USC. But he was arrested before the deal went down.
But you know what? I really think he's been unfairly targeted. He's not Hollywood royalty or, an American's favorite kind of actress. He's just a lowly vintner out of Napa Valley. And it's just not fair that he got the toughest of all of the sentences.
That is true. He did get the toughest. So the other thing I think is funny is not only was he trying to rig her to get into the USC, but she was going there on an athletic scholarship for water polo.
It's a very difficult sport.
It is. If you've ever watched water polo, you have no clue what's going on. So it's. I think
the nieces play, and the fact that they can tread water and throw a ball at the same time
is impressive.
They can do either on their own. So
it is impressive, but it's not as bad as field hockey, where the whistle is blown every 5 seconds and you have no clue what's going on. But it is a sport that people can watch and really have no clue. But I mean, USC has quite a bit of sports, and I'm curious why they chose water polo to be the one they were going to rig. I mean, other than the fact that it couldn't be football anymore, because.
Right. I don't really know. Water into wine, I'm not. There's something that's going along those lines.
There you go. Water and wine. There you go. Now, I'm reading over this article from the New York Post, so it's spot on. He might have gotten the harshest penalty, but he was getting off cheap because Lori Loughlin paid $500,000. So does that mean that her daughter was more inept?
I'm going to say yes, but also you have to think of the cogs on the wine that was probably donated as well.
Oh.
You had just the cash donation, if you will, and then you had the wine on top of that.
That is true, which is probably partially consumed already, so the evidence was not,
already,
right.
If the glove
don't fit,
you must have quit.
It's amazing how we always return to that statement right there.
Murder, wine, college, they all sports.
Intertwined. They are.
I will say, without saying the name of his winery, really kick-ass wines. So I really do feel bad.
Do you think this will have an impact on the winery?
No, not at all.
No, neither do I. It might boost it even more.
Exactly. If you are a wine club member, you get free tips on how to get your kid into college.
Yeah. For your anniversary gift, right? You get
exactly.
You get next year's SAT test.
Next year's
Absolutely. But I do agree. He got the worst penalty. And like
it's really terrible.
Yeah, Lori Luff.
It's really just a father saying, "Hey, I love you. You're my kid. You're not very smart. You look athletic. So I'm going to get you into college.
You look good in a bathing suit."
My parents paid my way into college. I mean, they paid my college, but I mean, I had to work my way to a state university.
I don't know. I don't know the daughter, but they are actually being nice and not saying her name. Now, I'm sure it's very easy to figure out her name.
Probably.
But
the daughter of a famous vintner. Okay.
Yes. But I kind of think I would be mortified. Like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're mortified when you get caught.
Nothing is illegal.
If he got in and was playing water polo or not, he was sitting on the bench, you're probably like, yeah, my dad's kick ass. Like, he's pretty cool. Like, we fought the law and
I won.
But unfortunately, that's not how that played out.
Unfortunately, the law won.
But you can always drink your sorrows away
with good wine.
I don't recommend that. That's not, professional statement of saying to, drink if you're sad. But it does help.
It does. It does. Do you think she would have had to sit on the bench of the water polo team?
Yeah, I don't think she actually played water polo, or one of the kids didn't play the sport that they were trying to get them into. So yeah, they would have just been benched.
Yeah. But would she have to show up?
Yeah, I'm sure she would have had to show up to at least get into the bathing suit or whatever, or they'd be in the team picture.
There you go. Right smack dab in the center. She's the one holding the water polo ball.
Yeah, the water polo ball.
That's right. Right smack dab in the center. Yeah. It would be kind of funny if she went to the first day of practice and needed to be rescued in the water.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking, yeah, that would be funny, but it's also really sad. But not really. So
I don't know if you know this or not, but I've coached boys swimming for, 12 years before this bi-coastal thing, right? So I coached swimming. I swam competitively all my life. And there's been a few years where boys have come up to me and they said, "Oh, you're the coach?" "Yes." "I want to try out." "Great. What stroke do you swim?" "I swim underwater." Like, not an event, but good for you. Or I've gotten, "I want to try out." "Great. What stroke?" "The one that you put your hands over your head." "Okay."
I think they meant the butterfly.
I don't think they meant the butterfly. But kudos on knowing the butterfly. That is my beloved stroke. That's where these shoulders have come from, and this
I've been curious about that for a few years now. Where did you get those broad ass shoulders?
And this whole reconstructed
the butterfly,
and this reconstructed shoulder right here is all thanks to butterfly and probably softball. But
well, you know what's good if you have pain like right here? Wine.
Absolutely. It's a good thing I drink lefty, because I don't know if sometimes before the surgery I might not have been able to lift my arm up to drink.
What is claws for? That That's only if you're drinking out of a Pringles can. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. That is true. All right. So, as I said, I have a few stories that are not as I forget. I'm blanking on what word I want to say. Timely, timely, as that is. But some of them I thought were kind of funny. This one actually happened in 2007. So I don't even know where the hell I was in 2007. But I thought this was kind of funny, and the way it was written. In the summer of 2007, around the magical hour of midnight, a pleasant patio dinner party was just winding down when things took a sudden turn for the terrifying. Boom, boom, boom. The owner of the Washington, D.C. home had just gone for a night walk with his dog, leaving his 6 guests to enjoy a bottle of wine after dinner. First of all, 6 guests, 1 bottle of wine.
There's already something's already amiss.
There you go, right?
And when the guest when the host is like, "Oh, here, everyone, have this 1 bottle of wine. I'm going to leave and walk the dog." I also would be a little suspicious of her.
Who does that? Who does that? Right? But he did.
I've poisoned a few exes like that, but here, have this bottle of wine. I'm going to go walk the dog.
Go walk the dog. I'm going to go get a pack of cigarettes.
Exactly. But you don't smoke.
Right. So as he was walking the dog, unfortunately, he also left the back gate open. An uninvited stranger entered, approached the unsuspecting group, and took the youngest member hostage. Doesn't this sound like somebody who wants to be writing fiction but is stuck writing the police report for a newspaper? Like,
yes. Well, okay. And how old was the youngest? Of age 21?
I'm guessing if they're drinking.
Group, it was like she's 46.
Right. True. And what's this saying? What are the things that they put on the signs? For the parents who give the alcohol to the kids, but they're responsible. Is that a thing in California?
I think so.
Because in New Jersey,
I wasn't raised in a home where my parents fed underage children alcohol, so I wouldn't really know.
Right. In New Jersey, it is illegal. The parent can be held responsible if the kids drink at their house and then go do something.
Oh yeah, I think that would be anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go with they're at least 21. We're gonna give them that, okay? And took the youngest member hostage.
No. Also, what? Did the person just, when they're walking down the street, they're like, "Oh, look, this back gate's open. I guess I'm going to take someone hostage"? Like, how does that play out?
I have to honestly say, it sounds a little sketchy to me. I'm going to go walk my dog, give you this 1 bottle.
Yeah.
Come on. Maybe he's not so friendly with these people.
Continue with the story.
Okay. "Give me your money," he said, holding his gun to, here you go, holding his gun to the head of a 14-year-old girl. What the hell's she doing out at midnight?
Drinking wine.
"Or I'll start shooting." Sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, I would give the person money.
Yes.
Because I don't carry cash.
Well, yes. But they only had a bottle of wine. The other guests...
You want a wallet? At the party?
I don't know. The other guests, including the girl's parents, were frozen in shock, unable to process the dire situation. Until one of the women broke the tension. "We were just finishing dinner. Why don't you have a glass of wine with us?"
I mean, that is pure hostage negotiation at its finest.
It must be a Napa.
Right? We don't have any shootings in Napa because when people come with guns, they're like, here, have a glass of wine.
Have a glass of wine. Have a glass of wine, help your kid get in college. So, as the story continues, miraculously, it worked. The armed would-be robber accepted the glass that was poured to him, and a second, and a third. It was only one bottle. And somehow, strangely enough, changed his original... I can't even say this. Changed his original request from money to, give me hugs.
Did he still do that at gunpoint?
I'm guessing the gun was still there. I'm guessing he still had the 14-year-old, in front of him to protect him from any other danger. Gun to her head. Maybe he made the 14-year-old...
How are you... Okay, so I'm just trying to play this out.
I'm going to have him have the 14-year-old give him the sippy cup.
Oh, okay, got it. I was just figuring out how that was playing.
Okay, so he's got her around, gun to head. She's got the glass, and she's bringing the wine up to his mouth. Okay? But after the third one, he kind of reconsidered. Money? Oh, these people were really nice and shared their 3 glasses of wine out of a bottle. That's pretty...
Right.
That's pretty nice, And now all he wants is hugs. Just give me some hugs.
I mean, that's got to be some good yellowtail.
I'm guessing. My other question is, how long was this guy walking his dog?
Long enough for this guy to drink 3 glasses of wine.
3 glasses.
Maybe he was like people in tasting rooms that are like.
Oh, maybe.
Versus.
That could be. Because
maybe he was. It sounded like he wanted hugs all along. Like he wanted attention.
Yeah. He just he heard the party in the back.
There's a FOMO, and so he was like, "All right, I have my gun. I wasn't invited. I'm gonna get money." And they're like, "Join us."
That's really all I wanted.
And that's all he really wanted. Which is okay. What I always tell people: wine, it truly brings people together.
It does. So many stories are at the end of an empty bottle. So many stories at the end of an empty bottle. Mm-hmm. It is true.
I don't recommend if you are being robbed at gunpoint just to offer wine. But if you got a bottle in hand, it's worth a shot.
Absolutely. What could go wrong? What could go wrong?
You could get shot to death.
Well, only the 14-year-old. Right. All right. So let's see how this moved on. Okay? The dinner party guests were more than happy to comply. And after each one had paid the robber, he only wanted hugs, but they ended up, you know what?
Hugs.
Oh, paid with hugs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like a play on. I just wanted hugs.
I have to say, paid is in quotes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, thank you. Thank you for scaring me. Thank you for holding my daughter at gunpoint. Thank you.
Right.
So after each one had paid, the robber wandered off with one more glass of Bordeaux in hand.
Oh, well,
to Bordeaux. That changes the whole story.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he saw, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's what it's worth." Yep.
Oh well, yeah.
You probably don't have enough cash that equals what that bottle's worth.
Yeah, that is true. That's true. It could depend on that. But then again, would the guy walking the dog leave if that was the bottle he was opening?
Yeah, I also find it strange, again, that he was gone this whole time. I bet you, this is just my hypothesis, and I could be wrong. They could all be living happy lives, this many years later. But he probably thought he was going to rob his friends with that guy as a partner. And the guy was like, these people are actually pretty friggin' off him. I'm just going to drink with them and then be like, you'll have to, blur this out.
Yeah. I got hugs!
Yeah, I got hugs and wine, and then he left.
All right, the guy comes back with his dog. I just opened up a $900 bottle of wine expecting to get all of this money back, and
boom.
Boom, nothing. You got hugs.
Hugs, not murder.
But you know what? The group waited until he was gone. Then they called the cops on him. But by the time the cops arrived, he was gone.
Well, yeah, because, while he's still sitting there, even if he's getting hugs, he has it done. You probably aren't going to be like, hey, just hang out, we'll open another bottle, we're going to call the cops. We're going to call the Metro Police and have them come and get you.
All right, so I know I'm kind of focusing in on this, which I probably shouldn't be, but so he had 4 glasses of wine.
So he had the entire bottle.
Thank you.
It must have just freshly been opened, or everybody else was finishing their glasses, and so, yeah, he came in at the right time.
The perfect time.
This is why I know it's got to be orchestrated.
It's absolutely. There's no way, right? He drank that entire Bordeaux bottle. That entire.
I really hope that the owner with that dog has spoiled wine for the rest of his life. That's karma for wanting to shoot your friend's daughter for some cash.
That is true. That is true. I don't know. Curious if it was left or right bank.
He doesn't surprise me these days.
You think left or right bank would have been worth more hugs?
Ooh, definitely left bank, unless it was, Chateau Margaux or no, Petrus. If it was Petrus. Petrus would have been like, oh.
More than hugs, man.
Dude, I would have been getting fresh for some Petrus.
Oh my God. I can honestly say I've never shared wine with, I've never actually been in an armed situation, but
knock on wood.
Knock on wood, absolutely. And now, a word from our sponsor. Did you know that Dracaena Wines now has a wine club? We named it the Chalk Club. Draco is on our label, but Vegas was getting a little jealous, so we decided he deserved to be our club spokesdog. In Las Vegas, betting chalk means that you are betting on all of the favorites. We are betting that we are one of your favorite wineries, so we thought the name was apropos. The club is simple, yet a bit different than most. When you wager on us, we will ship you 3 bottles of wine twice a year, once in April and once in September. You can choose all red or mix of red and rosé. You immediately receive 15% off of all your wine purchases throughout the year, but what makes our club stand out is the progressive discount. Let your club membership ride into the next year. Your discount increases. Each year you parlay your membership, you receive an additional 5% off up to a planned maximum of 25%. Your club shipments are discounted to a flat $15, plus we'll cover your club shipping cost for your second shipment. That's $15 house money in a sure bet for you. So please head to our website, dracenawines.com, and find out all of the benefits of joining the Chalk Club and how to sign up. We've stacked the odds so that you can get our award-winning wines without breaking the bank. All right, so we're going to jump ahead to 2018. We're going to come a little bit closer.
Yeah.
A little bit closer to today's...
I remember 2018 pretty well.
Yeah. On the morning, and I must admit, this one is not as dramatically written. Okay, so that first one was actually from the Seattle Times.
Oh.
Okay, not sure it occurred in Seattle, but it was from the Seattle Times. This one is much kind of more intense, but not as dramatically written. Okay. On the morning of January 10th, 2018, one northern Russian man, I'm going to say this man is my hero before we even get into it. I kind of want to meet this man because I like him. You just have to like this guy. Okay? What?
Is his name Igor? I picture his name being
Ivan. No, I have no idea. It doesn't say his name, but that's the name I came up with. One northern Russian man apparently wanted his New Year's celebration to last all month. Finding his stock of alcohol running dangerously low and himself dangerously close to sobriety, he set out on a quest for more. I'm pretty sure we've all been there.
We have, and when a Russian gets dangerously low on alcohol, what does that actually mean?
The world is coming to an end.
Right. Like, how many handles of vodka are still in your freezer?
Right. There might only be 4 left in his freezer.
Well, shit, he better get out and get some more.
Get going. Okay. So unfortunately, it was a little too early for these stores to be open.
Okay.
And he had no Pringles.
And there's no Walmarts in northern Russia.
I don't think there are Walmarts in northern Russia. I'm just picturing her on her cart. I still love this woman. I still love her.
She's still a hero to me.
I know. And I kind of want to get this Russian man and her together.
Just together.
Just to meet, you know?
Power couple.
Exactly. A power couple. So it was a bit too early. So he decided that he had to take matters into his own hands. And he wanted to open a store for himself.
Okay.
So he left the store because it was closed.
Right.
He went somewhere and stole a tank.
Wait. So it's twilight, or early morn. Sun's not quite up over the tundra, and
no roosters have cock-a-doodle-doo yet.
Nope. The store fronts are dark in the town of, and there's just an empty tank sitting there.
Apparently so. So he stole the tank.
As one does. As thirsty.
Okay. She stole the electric cart thingy. He stole a tank. It is a match made in heaven.
It is.
Okay. So there was a training ground. So that's where he got it from. Okay. He then drove the tank through the forest.
Well, there's a forest.
Over a few cars that were in his way. Because I guess he couldn't really...
No one's gonna stop him from getting his vodka.
And then into the store.
Yeah.
Okay. And to top it off, somebody happened to be there taping it on their phone.
Oh, did that seriously go viral? Can we find that?
I'm pretty sure you can, because I kind of remember when this came out, and there is a video of not through the forest and not over the cars, but into the store. I did see a video into the store. The innocent bystander who just happened to be there at far too early for these stores to be open. So what is he doing in the parking lot? When they interviewed him, he said he seemed kind of drunk. Quote. Kind of drunk. But here's my question. I've been in a tank. Have you ever been in a tank?
I don't remember if I've been in a tank like on a school field trip to like a museum or something.
Right.
But we'll say sure.
They're really tiny, but you're inside. So he's driving the tank inside. How does this dude know he seemed kind of drunk?
Or were they the tanks where you can also, like, you're kind of, like, out of it?
No, that's the guy who does the shooting guy.
That's like the gunner.
That's the gunner. That's the gunner. Okay. But, so he reported that he seemed to be drunk. But then I guess he climbed out of the tank, entered the store, and came out with his big heist.
Which was?
1 bottle of wine.
Patrice!
Well, that is true. They do not announce what bottle it was. But I'm going to go, it probably wasn't Patrice.
I'm going to say, okay, Yellowtail.
1 bottle.
And that's really all you needed.
But, if you're going to go big, you're going to steal a tank, it's at least double fisting.
A magnum.
Right? You want to at least double fist it.
Correct. Did he drive off in the tank? Like, did he return home in the tank, or did he just, what?
That's the end of the story. We do not have the happy ending that we have in Seattle.
Huh.
But 1 bottle of wine. Not even vodka. Like, I would have assumed it was vodka.
Like vodka, because that's what that's a mean stereotype. Not everybody in Russia drinks vodka.
That is true. We apologize for that stereotype.
Please don't mess with our elections again. I'm never being invited back.
1 bottle. 1 bottle of wine.
You know what? I've been super thirsty before, and if I had a tank, I probably would have done the same thing. Not gonna lie.
But 1 bottle?
No, definitely 2.
Definitely 2. Absolutely.
But the fact that he still stole the tank.
That's kudos points, man.
Right.
That is points.
That he went into the training center, through the forest, over the tundra, and into the small village, knocking down the storefront.
So
it kind of reminds me of the movie Red Dawn.
Kind of, right? Absolutely. Yeah. Just without the wine. They went in to go get guns. This guy just went to go get a bottle of wine. But here's the thing. Did the training center leave the keys in the tank?
Yeah, I don't really necessarily know how tanks turn on.
There's got to be some sort of key. It can't just be whoever pops in there.
Well, it could be like just the push button, but I suppose you still need the key.
You need the fob. The key fob. Fob.
I'm just trying to think like you need the key fob for the tank. Yeah. Well, there's just like a little switch that you just turn the terrible tank. Did you ever play that game?
No. Terrible Tank? No.
Turn the Terrible Tank. It was a great game. Actually, I would love to play that while I'm drinking with you.
Okay. Let's find it on eBay.
Yeah, it's really good. You shoot these little like BBs to turn your tank, or to turn the tank so it goes and smashes your opponent's like little.
Oh my God, that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun.
I know. Tanks and wine.
It's a story in the making.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right. Is this the one? Okay, this is the one, Nick. Okay. See, these people seem.
I'm not wearing pants, so if this is the one, this is what's making me just. I'm so ready.
So these people apparently are very familiar with us because their first sentence is, "The world of wine is weird and wacky."
Yeah, yes it is, dear writer.
And full of wild potions. I think we should sue them because apparently they stole that from us. Absolutely. So, do you know that there is a meteorite wine?
No. Made from a meteorite?
Bottled in 2012, the wine was slowly aged with a space rock that crashed to Earth around 6,000 years ago.
Inside the bottle?
I'm guessing it was aged, so I'm guessing maybe in barrel?
Okay.
And their tagline says, "The meteorite gives wine a livelier taste."
Huh.
So, would you drink a wine? I mean, I'm going to go with there might be a little bit of radiation and stuff coming off of that meteorite.
Do meteorites carry radiation? It's just kind of like a rock.
I don't know. Didn't it like turn the Hulk into like, Dr. Banner into the Hulk or something?
I don't know. Aren't you an academic?
I'm pretty sure in Men in Black, those things that land are never good.
I mean, it's super kitschy. You have wine and bourbon barrels. You have, there's other kitschy stuff. So why not meteorite wine?
I don't know.
It's like a minerality. It brings.
There you go, minerality. Talk about terroir.
Exactly. Right. It's out of this world.
Absolutely. You beat me to the punchline.
I mean, I suppose that's what, how would aliens, because I truly believe there's life outside this planet, how did they make wine?
They're drinking it. They're drinking wine.
And instead of concrete egg, it's probably meteorite egg.
Alright. But would it be a meteorite there?
No, I think it would just be a rock.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I don't think I would say yes to a meteorite aged wine. There's something about.
Yeah, but I don't know. People have moon rocks.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They don't necessarily churn your green and into. I mean, those are steroids. This is just a helpless little rock. Now, where it landed, that would determine whether.
That's a good point.
I mean, if it landed in a cow pasture, probably not.
Barnyard.
Right. In a vineyard in Napa or Bordeaux, sure. Put that rock in that wine.
All right. So do you think this guy was he was home one day and this meteorite just crashed on his property and he was like, dude, I'm going to make some wine with this meteorite.
Yeah, Yeah, but then that also conjures up images of Men in Black when the meteorite actually lands in that farmer's yard, and then he turns into
a cockroach.
Yeah,
he's a cockroach. I don't want to drink cockroach wine.
No. No. We'll leave that to Yellowtail.
No bias. If you like Yellowtail, you keep drinking it.
You drink whatever you are happy with.
Absolutely.
I firmly believe everybody has a different palate.
Absolutely.
I just like making fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Alright. Along the weird wines, Omerto, Omerto, those damn Canucks, Canadian wine, made wine out of fermented tomatoes.
Okay. Well, that's called a Bloody Mary.
Oh. Probably yes. See, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I just tomato juice, especially like fermented tomato juice. Nope.
Well, I don't drink Bloody Marys, but I could see kind of that makes sense. But this was wine. They called it wine.
Right, because any liquid from fermented whatever. Wait, can you do that one more time for the listeners who aren't seeing the actual video?
They'll just have to go to YouTube and fast forward to 49 minutes.
Just watching it before you go.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's got to taste like V8.
Right.
So more vinegary.
All right. So I'm going to say when I worked for, I won't say the company. When I was the microbiologist for that food company, I was responsible for tea, which might narrow down what company that was. And I was responsible for ready to drink. So the ones that were in the glass that you opened up and you just chug-a-lugged. And we had a wee bit issue of a microbial problem in there. Might have been my fault. But a little bit of a microbial problem. But the good part of it was that there was a whole bunch of yeast in there, in the tea. So the yeast and the sugar in the tea...
So you invented kombucha?
I think I did. And I might have supposed to have been, you have to open these bottles and sample them, right? You pipette out the samples or whatever. But you're taking out like 30 milliliters and it's a 32-ounce bottle or a 16-ounce bottle. That's a lot of leftover. There might have been a bit of, hey, yeast, sugar, fermentation.
Tea wine.
And we might have had a bit of a party a few times in the lab. May have. I am not saying that we did. But it actually, after a few sips, it actually was not as good as after the first few sips were much better than as you tried to drink it, like as if you were drinking wine. So I can't imagine fermented tomato. Like, that does not sound appealing to me. And they're selling it as a wine.
Well, okay. I don't think you gave it enough sip, because it's kind of like the old adage, drink till he or she is cute. This is drink till it tastes good.
Oh, okay. I missed that hump. right. But the tea started to make you feel sick. I'm not going to lie. The tea kind of made you start to feel sick. It was like, you know. It was more, I think it was more along the lines of Brett than. Yeah, it wasn't, you know. Once you got past the.
Bullshit.
What?
I said Earl Grey and the whole shit.
Yes.
Favorite flavors.
Yeah. Woo. Kimchi. Whatever. I don't know how you say that stuff, but yes, that's what that is, right? Your kimchi. What?
Kombucha.
Kombucha.
Oh.
I just stay away from that stuff. All right.
It's weird.
All right. Continuing with the odd wine ingredients.
Yes.
I can't even. This winery.
Gesture. So go ahead.
This winery has created, as they call it, the ever popular 3-penis wine. 3-penis wine. A Chinese concoction.
Oh, here's my surprise face.
Made of the genitalia of dogs, seals, and deer.
All three are delicacies.
They are. Now, my question is, why those three? Now, if you're going to make a wine, wouldn't you kind of go along with penis? Okay. Wouldn't you go along with, like, more bang for your buck type thing? And instead of a dog, seal, and deer, why wouldn't you go with, like, I don't know, a horse, a whale, and I don't know, what else is up there? And
I don't know the size of their fermentation vats, so you have to take that into account. Not just, those animals may have some spiritual thing, and 3, those penises just taste better.
Are you talking from experience?
Well, how do you know the size of a deer penis? I mean, I don't. Have you seen a deer penis?
I have.
Dear listeners, question.
We had deer We had deer in our backyard all the time.
And they just walk around with their penises hanging
out? They got a little happy. And
dear listeners, Lori just admitted to being a deer
voyeur?
Yeah.
Hey, all right. But
it's okay, there's no judgment.
But seriously, think about, like, a horse.
Yeah.
A whale. I mean, I don't want to be mean here or whatever, but
are whalers though? I don't think that's a country that is.
Well, no.
But they probably have excess seals laying around. I don't know. And again, I think there are some parts that eat dog. I don't understand.
Does China have deer? Are there Chinese deer? I don't mean it that way. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I would assume so. I think they live everywhere.
Okay.
I mean, they have, like, deer farms in New Zealand, so why can't they have, like...
All right. I don't know.
Like, So, are they... Are
they fresh?
Or are they raised for their penis meat? Or they're just their penis? Like, are they like, is it like castration where they just take it all off in one foul swoop? Or, Oh, this is so fascinating.
But I'm just not necessarily like, all right, I'm going with the go big or go home concept. That's what's in my head. But why dogs, seals, and deer? Like, why not penguins and,
There's no penguins in China.
All right, I'll give you that one. But I mean, like...
Can you imagine these, like, little...
Panda? Why not have panda penis?
I think they are endangered or they're small. I just learned something new. Panda penises are small. Thank you, Lori.
Just so anybody who's listening, I'm a biologist by trade. There was a lot of science research. Not that we studied penis, but I think I need to mark this one.
Biologist.
I think I need to mark this one as
not safe for work.
Not safe for work.
So again, how do they taste? Like, are they salty?
I don't know.
Do you think our friends at I always butcher the name, Tappuccino?
Oh, I know. Tappuccino.
Pour us some of this penis wine.
I don't know. Maybe they can research into it. But our friends over, Jeff, the other Jeff, right, and John over at We Like Drinking, they've had beer that is from smoked whale testicles.
Oh.
So.
What were their thoughts?
I don't know. We might have to collaborate on this one.
Right. Whale testicles?
Whale testicles. Not the penis, though. This is specifically penis.
The shaft.
The shaft.
Yes, the shaft. Okay, I mean...
There's...
And now we're stuck on the animals. Like, the seal probably gives, like, a saline-ish kind of, like, sea saltness. It's very nice. Reminds me of something from, like, the Real Spy Chef. Just, like, saline.
You have just ruined Albarino for me.
Dog. I just don't even know what a dog would bring.
But, like, I get, in all complete seriousness, that combination.
It must have been tested. I mean,
did they do
with size or the amount of, like, corpus spongiosum, corpus, cavernosum, like, the amount of tissue and what each brings to the party.
Do you think they did blind tastings of which combinations are the best?
Yeah, because I mean maybe like a horse is just too musty, like it gives like a bready ness, and then like a whale. Again, I don't even know if a whale would fit in a fermentation.
All right, so let's think about this pure wine-wise, right? A deer, forest floor. We're talking Pinot-esque.
Correct.
You've already went with the seals with the sea, Albarino-esque. Dogs.
Ashley Furniture. I think of a household. Baking spices.
Baking spices. All right, I can kind of see that all coming together.
Now, is this a red or a white wine?
It does not say. It just doesn't.
The sea.
The seal one throws me off.
Plus, Foursquare don't work in a white wine.
No. The dogs and the deer to me scream red.
Yeah.
But the seal is more of a white.
No.
I don't know. That's a good question. It doesn't say the name of the winery. Unlike the Fermented Tomatoes, who was very proud to say their name. It doesn't say the name of the winery. But, yeah, that's a good question if it's a red or a white, because dogs and deer do seem to be red.
Yeah, they scream red wine.
And deer is thinking Pinot to me.
Yeah,
Dogs...
I just think of home, and then when I think of home, I get, like, warm and cozy.
Okay, it is October, so I'm going to go with Merlot Mima.
Dog penis reminds me of Merlot.
No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
No, I know. It actually will be a grassy note, because, think Sauvignon Blanc.
So maybe these are whites.
It's in the yard, because dogs play in yards.
So maybe they are a white.
Right.
So then what? So what would the deer?
You could still get like a pine kind of like, or like
Pine.
Maybe a eucalyptus. I don't know. But
I think you're right. I think it's a white.
yeah, definitely.
We've got that pine. We've got the grass, or. Might be even too far for me. The dog ate the cat, so there's cat pee. And then the seal. I think it's a white.
You still get Sauvignon Blanc.
It's a Sauvignon Blanc.
Grass or cat urine. Basically, dog penis adds a grassy note to your wine.
It's Sauvignon Blanc. We have deciphered the penis wine.
Yes.
Yes. And I don't know where else we could go after penis wine. So I think this might be the end of... This might be the end of...
Go back to her window and spy on deer.
Come on! Come on, I'm going to show you, I'm going to send you videos of all the deer.
You don't send me video
of all the deer that are in my backyard before I had to sell my beautiful house in North Halden that I miss immensely to have my house in Fresno.
There's no deer in Fresno.
There is no deer in Fresno. There is a statue of a deer in Fresno that Vegas feels obligated to stalk every time he sees it, but... But there's a statue of a baby deer, a fawn, lying at a base of a tree, and every time we walk past it, he stalks it. I think he has flashbacks to when he has to get the deer out of our property. But it could take 10 minutes for us to get past that statue.
He's like, that damn deer's not moving. A brave deer.
It's a brave deer. But anyways, I want to thank you for coming on with me, because you know what? You made my night. You always make my night when we're together.
Am I invited back?
You are always invited back.
Oh, well, good.
You're always invited back. And you know, I think I'm going to go out and get a flour tortilla. So that's an inside joke, people. Very sorry for that, but
before we sign off, can you just show me what it's like to drink tomato wine again?
One more time. Again, people, if you would like to see that, go to the YouTube video at about 105, 107. This one is definitely not suitable for work. No.
Or viewers under the age of 18.
There we go. Although we did talk about the 14-year-old girl who was held at gunpoint and then got hugs. So maybe we can drop that to 14.
If you're old enough to be like held at gunpoint, you're old enough to watch Lori choke.
If you're old enough to be up at midnight at a party where they serve 1 bottle of wine.
It was Bordeaux.
You're good to go. It was Bordeaux. It is all good to go. So,
or don't just bring 1 bottle to the party.
That is the lesson of the night. Do not bring just 1 bottle to the party. That is. No. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Wacky World of Wine. We may have gone off the rails a bit, but I don't know. When Nick and I get together, that's kind of what happens. Which is why I think Mike doesn't ever want to be with us when we're together. Mike's comment when I came back from breakfast was 2 hours of breakfast. I'm like, well,
we're waiting for him to come back and take our order after we sent him.
That was our fault. He came 4 times and we sent him away. That was our fault. That definitely was our fault. We will give Flour Tortilla Man another chance. So anyway, thank you for joining Wacky World of Wine, and thank you, Nick, for coming tonight, because you always make my night, and I always love being with you, even if it's virtually. Even if it's
a pleasure being on the Wine Writers Wrap Up. Even if it's just me.
Just you. Anyway, have a great night, everybody. See ya.
This has been another episode of Exploring the Wine Glass. Thanks for listening. If you have suggestions on what topics you would like me to discuss, please reach out on social media. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as Exploring the Wine Glass. I'm also on LinkedIn as Lori Hoyt Budd. Of course, you can always email me at exploringthewineglass@gmail.com. If you enjoyed our podcast, please rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast catcher to help others find me more easily. Until next week, Slainte.